What's going on, guys? Juan back here. Welcome again to the channel, and as always, very excited to be here with you guys to talk about more sports creative content. Today is more of a lifestyle vlog kind of update video because, as you might be able to tell, I'm in a completely different environment, and that is because I've finally moved out of home. So after 24 years of living at my parents' house pretty much my entire life, I decided to finally move out of the house, and now I'm living in downtown Toronto in an apartment here right in the downtown core. And this is a major life change for me because I've never lived away from home, and it's still really surreal. This is March 2nd. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but this is March 2nd, and we moved in yesterday, March 1st, so it's still very new. I'm still getting used to not being at home and being home by myself. And it's been a lot of learning even in the last 24 hours. And for some context, this isn't just my place. I actually am living with a roommate. Porter Gray is one of my closest friends and one of my closest colleagues in the creative world in general. An incredible sports graphic designer. He's also my coworker at the NHL, and that's just kind of one reason we decided to move in together. We both are working in the same job essentially, and we both wanted to get out of the house. So it was just kind of a perfect match in terms of, finding someone to live with, because if you know anything about living in Toronto is that rent is not cheap. So finding a place with a roommate was definitely the best idea for the both of us. So why did I move out of home? There's so many reasons I can list about why I ended up moving here into Toronto, but I think there's a couple ones that I really want to focus on. So I think the first reason I moved out was obviously convenience. Before this, in my family home, we lived in Oakville, which is roughly 40-45 minutes outside of Toronto. And so I would be taking the bus or the train pretty much every single day to work, and even before for school for those 4 or 5 years. And so to go from that to a 20-minute walk down the road to our office is just a game changer for me in so many different ways. Another big reason I ended up moving out was kind of that growing up and that sense of independence. I think everybody at some age goes through with it, where you just want to get out of the house and grow up and be independent. And I think that's probably the biggest reason I wanted to move out in general, especially after the last few years in the pandemic, just being at home 24/7. You just kind of need your space sometimes. You kind of need time to breathe, and it can be really hard to do that at home. I love my family, and if you're watching this, I love you guys, but it can be very, very difficult to live at home, especially in a situation like a pandemic. So this kind of represents kind of a sense of independence and a new stage in my life, as cheesy as that sounds, but it's something I'm really excited for and something I've been really wanting for the last few years. I think finding a new space to live in and kind of grow in is also going to help my creative outlets and my creative growth as well, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, for the last couple of weeks, maybe the last couple months, my creative drive and energy has been at a really low point. I think for several reasons. I think just kind of exhaustion from being at home all the time and getting over the pandemic is one thing. But I think when you're in one space for so long and you don't have a change in environment, things can get stale. And I think I definitely recognize that. So I think another big reason I moved out was just to be in a new environment, freshen up my life and get into new situations, meet new people, and also just to give myself a space where I can be creative, where I can make different kinds of content, including YouTube videos, which is one thing I really want to do while I'm here, is kind of keep growing in this YouTube sense, in this vlog or in this YouTube channel, keep it growing, keep learning, and also just expanding my knowledge as a creative in general. The final reason I want to touch on is just having my creative network and my circle of friends closer. Most of my university friends, if not all of them, and friends throughout my life, are now living in the Toronto area by themselves anyways, and so just being able to be closer to them and not have to be as planning ahead, instead of you saying, hey, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. A lot of my friends are within walking distance, and that's going to change the way I kind of see my relationships with people like that. But also my friends and colleagues in the creative sector, a lot of them are also living here, and it's just so much easier to kind of spontaneously make plans with people and go out and shoot and have a good time and trade tips and trade knowledge. And I'm really excited for that, to do that more frequently, because before we would have to make like specific plans on specific dates because some of us live outside of the city. Now being here makes it a lot easier. A couple of them even helped us move in yesterday, which was so much fun to have them be a part of it. But at the same time, it was just crazy to have some of them even just come by to say hi because they live down the road or whatnot. So that was a huge thing that I think I'm really going to be looking forward to, is just having my friends and my creative network within arm's reach, which is something I never really experienced before. And this kind of part of my life is something I really want to share on this channel. Obviously, when I created this YouTube channel in the first place, it was to not just teach you guys things, but showcase parts of my life and kind of capture those memories. And that's something I'm really excited to share with you guys, especially if you were in or are currently in my situation about wondering to move out. Maybe kind of seeing this experience will help you judge if this is something you want to do or not. And I want to document this experience myself, so I think this is the perfect way of doing it. So far, day 2, a lot of admin work, and by admin work, I mean just we're still moving in. We have boxes down the hallway. We have things to throw away, things to organize. We have a bunch of like recycling that I'm probably gonna end up taking down in the next little bit. I have to redo my entire kind of workspace. I had to take apart my desk to bring it here in the first place. So setting up my new workspace, which I'm really, really excited for. I can't wait to show you guys that in a future video. Maybe I'll even do an apartment tour at some point. But yeah, just a lot of things we got to get done around the place. But once again, really excited to finally be out of the house, be on our own, and kind of experience it, not just by myself, but like I said, one of my closest friends, and kind of see what is coming towards us, and a lot of really fun events in the next few weeks that I'm going to vlog with you guys at work and throughout my life. That as I always say, I really cannot wait to share all of this with everybody watching. And to give you guys an idea of what's coming soon on this YouTube channel, I'm going to be dropping a heavily requested camera settings for my A7S III video soon. You guys have been requesting that like nuts ever since I got the camera, and even more so after dropping my camera bag video a few days ago, which if you haven't seen and you're wondering what gear I use, I'll leave down in the description below. But you guys have been requesting my settings nonstop, so I will finally tell you guys what settings I use, what log I shoot in, etc., etc. So keep an eye out for that. I want to shoot a couple more POV sport videos, which I haven't done in a while, but I think you guys enjoy it. So a couple of those coming out, probably a few more of these vlog style videos. And in the next few weeks, and I'm not gonna say anything else because I don't really want to ruin the surprise, I'm gonna be able to potentially shoot one of the biggest sporting events I've ever shot in my career. And I'm gonna try my best to bring you guys along for the ride, but nonetheless, I cannot wait to share that experience with you guys. I'm gonna leave that as a mystery, as a surprise for you guys to come back and see, but lots and lots of content and things I'm planning for the channel, so make sure you stay tuned by maybe hitting the notification bell, and if you want, if you're enjoying this video, maybe consider subscribing as well. We are growing at a rapid rate, and I cannot wait to see how much more this channel grows as I grow and kind of live my life here. And that brings us to the end of today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like down below. Again, like I said before, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I would really appreciate it. And leave me a comment down below. What do you guys want to see from me in this channel now that we're in a completely new space? What kind of tutorials do you guys want to see? What kind of videos do you want from me? Feel free to ask me any questions. I'm always easy to reach in my comments or my Instagram DMs. I'm always down to chat and help you guys out. And that does it for me today, so I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.